Hi, so yesterday, just after I made this video about us maybe mixing with AI, I got into my car and drove to work. And while doing that, I listened to a podcast. I always do that. I listen to Talk Tracks, which is the continuation of the Telepathy Tapes. In particular, I was listening to episode 9, which is wow, and so many synchronicities. So let me tell you about it, because it was about precognition, consciousness, and AI. So the author of the Telepathy Tapes was speaking with a guy. This guy is named Adam Curry. He's an inventor, and he's worked in the Global Consciousness Project. He's been spreading random number generators around the world to see if there's anything that connects all of us, or most of us, or some of us, and altogether affect the generation of random numbers. So the way a random number generation works is that numbers are, as the word says, generated randomly. But then scientists look at patterns that change with the possibility that people and intention of people and thoughts and so on, or the subconscious of people, affect the generation of these numbers. So apparently this happened on 9/11. Just before 9/11, they saw patterns changing all over the world, and they related this to the precognition of this big event happening. He also made an app called Entangled, which I download and registered to, which tracks random number generation throughout the world and looks for patterns. So if you want to be part of that experiment, download the application Entangled. So about AI, what Adam Curry says is, if we can prove that machines use telepathy, then we can prove that actually AI is developing some sort of consciousness. And so one way he put this random number generation into play is through this object that I want to look for now, which apparently has been on the market for like 30 years, and it's called the Mind Lamp. The Mind Lamp is powered by a random number generator, and it displays different colors randomly. But you can try and affect the choice of color that it displays. And so if you go by the lamp and you think of a color, you can see if that color actually appears. But then what Adam Curry says, which is really interesting to me, because this is what I've been saying all the way, is playfulness plays a key role in this affecting of the number generator. He says, if you have a mind lamp and you have friends coming and you tell them, think of a color, and then a few seconds later they see that color being displayed on the lamp, they get crazy and they try again and again. And what he says is, the first few times that you do that you play that game with the mind lamp, it works very well. But then the longer you go with the play, the more serious you become, or you really want to try hard and choose the color that the lamp will display, and then it kind of stops working, which means manifestation really works if you play with it, if you have a playful attitude, which is what I've been saying for years. If you play at this game of life with levity, you can manifest anything you want. But if you really try hard, it gets harder to manifest something. The old thing about random number generators is that they can detect if you're using some precognition. He speaks about studies having been made for many years, and I've heard of these studies, so you might have heard about them too. And in these studies, they show people some images, and at some point the images are really disturbing, or they cause strong emotions anyway. And what they're trying to detect is if the emotion starts before a few seconds or fragments of a second before the images appear, which actually seems to be the case. And which is also what I was speaking about when I was speaking about guessing what AI is about to do, or apps are about to do, in the video I made yesterday. The bottom line here is science is actually studying precognition, global consciousness, the part AI is playing, and this random number generation is really a fun thing, and I want to try the mind lamp. I wonder if I can find it somewhere. So yeah, things are moving on. Some of us are moving just from intuition, some are backing things up with science, which is always a very good thing because it makes it more widespread. It kind of makes it official, right? Have a great day.